A tumultuous week in city politics. The governor curbs the mayor's powers, but doesn't evict him from Gracie Mansion. The view from the new city council minority leader. Plus, public safety is still a major concern. How can we recruit enough cops? The Point starts right now. Joann Ariola is the new minority leader in the city council, and you've taken over at a time of incredible turmoil in New York City. The governor of the state of New York has just decided to curb the powers of the mayor. I wonder what your reaction to all of that is, because it does require some city council legislation.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that she wanted to take her turn in trying to control the mayor and what he's doing after she knocked the president for trying to do it. She's doing the very same thing. And I just think that New York City needs to have a mayor that can run it properly and not be under the guidance of other elected officials. It sets a very bad precedent moving forward for other mayors to come.
So when this legislation comes to the city council, what will you do about it? I mean, there's a legislation that would allow the city council, the controller, and the public advocate to go around the corporation council if they want to sue the Trump administration if the mayor thinks it's a frivolous suit. So is that something you can support, not support? How do you feel about it?
I would absolutely not support that. That's just not democracy. That's dictatorship. And that's something that I thought Kathy Hochul was against. She took exception when President Trump put up "the king is alive and king lives," and now she's acting like a dictator, and then she's usurping the mayor and taking away his ability, binding him so that he's not able to make any decisions, all because of his affiliation with the federal government in trying to finally turn this city around and make it safe again and get illegal migrants who are committing crimes out of our city. Is that really a reason to do this?
Well, so, you know, here's the thing. As you know, you serve in a council that has very many left-leaning politicians. So a lot of them have called for him to resign, basically because they're afraid of his relationship with President Trump. Can you understand their position, or do you think it's just scaremongering?
It's fear-mongering. I think that this is a relationship that he should have had with the previous administration, and we wouldn't be in the dire straits that we are in now if Joe Biden, when he was president, stepped up and helped us. He asked many times for help. We, as the Common Sense Caucus and the minority delegation, asked the federal government for help. We're finally getting help, the help that we need to make the city safe again, and now they want to further bind the mayor and his ability to do his job.
I think the concern is that when they go after the immigrants that are here, that some of the people who are undocumented but living productive lives and have jobs in many, many industries that New York City needs, that they may be swept up at the same time. Is that your take on it, or do you disagree?
I know for sure that we had a meeting last week with Tom Homan, and his focus is on people who have committed crimes and need to be detained and deported. Heinous crimes, rapes, murders, slashings, pushing people onto subways, and they're just getting turnstile justice, being hidden into shelters, and they're unable to be tracked. These are people who are creating havoc in our city, and they're hurting our citizens.
You know, earlier in this debate, before the governor acted, you had said that he shouldn't be removed, that you should let the voters decide in a primary in his party in June. But yet he still has the sort of Damocles hanging over him, because the governor didn't say, I'm never going to remove him. She just says it's still on the table. Is that good policy, bad policy? Is she trying to keep him under her thumb? What's going on?
I think she's trying to do exactly what she's accusing the president of doing. So it really hinders the mayor from being able to do his job. And he needs to do his job. He needs to make sure that this city is running. He needs to make sure that our municipal workers who were taken from their jobs because of the COVID-19 vaccine get those jobs back. He has to make sure that this city runs. And he can't run this city if he is encumbered by the governor breathing down his neck and working with the federal government to finally get what he needs, but not being able to get that done because the the governor is against it. It's just it's like a game of ping pong, and he's the ball being shot back and forth on the table.
See, as I understand it, the reason why the governor decided to act, it came after 4 deputy mayors decided to resign, saying that they didn't feel comfortable working for him because of his relationship, or whatever they perceived to be his relationship with President Trump. Do you think that that was precipitous on the part of the governor? I mean, or do you think that she felt that she had to do it because she has to try to support New York from any incursions from the White House?
I think that there has been a mass exodus from the executive branch, the mayor's office, for the last year. And the governor has done nothing about that. She worked with the mayor to put other deputy mayors in place. Those deputy mayors decided to leave. This is not the first time 4 or 5 people resigned at the same time. It's just very suspect that it's in correlation with the mayor getting federal aid to remove illegal migrants who've committed crimes here out of our city.
But see, there's another issue here. And then there's the issue of the decision by the Justice Department to drop the charges, and the implication, which he denies, that there was a quid pro quo and that he had to agree to support the policies of the Trump administration, not only on immigration, but other things, in exchange for the get charges dropped. Do you subscribe to that?
I don't think so. I think his lawyers have been working on getting that dismissed, his charges dismissed, for a very long time. I think he's willing to work finally with the Trump administration, because the Trump administration has the right idea as to how to get this city back on track.
So do you think that these steps that the governor has taken, these guardrails that the governor has taken, go too far? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I think they're unnecessary. I think that they do go too far. I think that it sets a very bad precedent for any other mayor coming in, and it shows that the mayor really has no power whatsoever, because he has to answer to so many levels of government before he can get anything done. They can even usurp his own corp counsel.
So I know that you're a Republican, but I wonder what your take is on this. So in the wake of all of this, a number of Democrats are trying to recruit the council speaker, Adrienne Adams, no relation to Mayor Adams, to run for mayor. You've worked with her for several years. I wonder what your take on it in terms of her ability to be a governor and to run the city.
Well, I honestly always thought of her as a potential candidate, knowing her. I know her for many years. We go back to the times of being on community boards.
And you're both from Queens?
And we're both from Queens, and I have a very good working relationship with her. So I was surprised that she hadn't announced much sooner, and I was not shocked when she did announce. Oh, well, actually, she hasn't announced yet, but it's the worst-kept secret in New York City.
But of course, you know, there's so much else going on as well, and some people think that the reason that now there's so much pressure on her is because the governor is terrified about the idea that Andrew Cuomo might run for mayor. I wonder how you feel about that.
Well, I'm terrified that Andrew Cuomo runs for mayor. I think that people get amnesia, and they forget what happened during COVID and the lives that were lost in our nursing homes, and the way he handled the COVID vaccine, and the fact that he had so many sexual harassment charges brought against him, or accusations. You know, we cannot have amnesia anymore. We have to elect people who can run this city, who cannot be bought and sold, who do not have political baggage to bring along with them, and they just want to do the right job for this city.
So, but if you take a look at the polls show that he's the prohibitive favorite. I looked at a poll that was done the first week of February. He had 33% of the vote. The next person was Eric Adams at 10% of the vote. There's a huge gap in popularity. Is it just name recognition, or are people looking for something else?
I think that when you look at the field, Eric Adams, honestly, yes, right now he's tarnished. And I could see where his ratings would be at 10%. But look at the other people that are in, Brad Lander and Scott Stringer. These are very left-leaning mayors. We do not need another left-leaning mayor. We need a law and order mayor. We need a middle-of-the-road mayor. We need someone who can set this ship, you know, back on course. We're way off course.
Is there a chance that a Republican could win this time?
We certainly will give it our best shot. I don't know, but I'm really very interested in the down ballot candidates. and in growing the delegation,
so
the minority delegation.
We have only a few seconds left. You want to get more Republicans into the city council. You have 15 seconds. You think you're going to be able to do it?
I think we're going to be able to get more city council members elected in the outer boroughs, especially Queens.
Republicans.
Republicans.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it right there for now. But our conversation continues right after the show on our streaming channel, CBS News New York. Patrick Hendry is the head of the Police Benevolent Association. And so I'm wondering, my first question is this. Are we facing a crisis in public safety because it's so difficult to get people to become cops?
We're facing a crisis like we never seen before. Just last year, we lost nearly 3,000 police officers to just quitting or retiring. This past month, we lost 443 police officers. I've been speaking to police officers. I've been out in the commands. There are many reasons why police officers are walking out the door. The over-scrutinization of our police officers. They feel they're getting second-guessed on everything that they do on a daily basis. There are oversights like no one else has, like Civilian Complaint Review Board, that has supposed to be a fair process, but has been destroying the careers of hard-working police officers.
So
and Marshall, also, you know, last year we had over 4,700 police officers assaulted with injuries.
So I guess the question is this. How do you fix that? I mean, when she was sworn in, the new police commissioner said, and I'm going to read her a quote, "I'm not going to sugarcoat the real recruitment issues we're facing. In the recent past, NYPD recruits used to wait for years to get the call to go to the police academy. Now we're practically begging people to take the exam." How do you fix this? How do you get people who want to take the exam to be an NYPD police officer?
Well, there are some things that we can control right away. What the main issue is with us right now is that we have inferior benefits and pensions to every other police department in this state.
Well, how bad is it? I mean, I know that people come to the NYPD and then they're going to suburban police departments because they pay better. But what about the benefits? Everybody always thought that New York City pensions and health benefits were really great. What's happening?
No, what's happening is, you know, the places throughout the state, these agencies are coming in here from this state and out of state and recruiting our police officers right from the academy to the 10th year. We're losing police officers in their prime of their careers.
So what can you do? I thought the Mayor Adams, when he came in, said we have to take care of our cops, and he bragged about the new contracts that he gave the NYPD cops so that they would stay. So you're telling me that that's not enough?
It's not enough because our police officers are leaving out the door every day. We need the help from our elected leaders in Albany and the city to fix what's going on, to put us on equal footing to every other police department in the state.
So let's get some numbers. What does a starting police officer get in New York City, and how does it compare to some place like Suffolk County or Westchester or the MTA for that matter?
So with those other police departments, it's over the long haul. They have better benefits. They have better salary for the long run. We've made strides. We have a long ways to go. But right now, our members have inferior benefits and pensions to every other police department in the state.
So how difficult is it to recruit people to take the job?
It's very difficult. They have a pool right now we believe is only a few hundred. When I came on the department in 1993, there was a pool of 50,000 that they can choose from. Right now, there is no pool for them to choose from.
You know, I looked at some numbers, and what the numbers say is that generally 1 out of every 8 people who apply to the NYPD actually make it to pass the tests and, you know, the physical, the written test, et cetera. So if that's the case, and the mayor says he wants to hire 1,600 cops this fiscal year, how do you need 13,000 people in the pool in order to get the people you need? Is that a mountain too high to climb? It's
a mountain very high to climb. They just put in a class of 1,000, but we just lost close to 1,000 police officers in 2.5 months. So we're getting police officers maybe we'll get them on the department, but we need to get them to stay for their long term. What's going on in the department right now is police officers are taking the NYPD as their stepping stone job. They are not taking it as their lifetime, as their job that they want no more.
So here's the question. First of all, let's break it down. Why are so many people retiring now?
There are different reasons why police officers are retiring on a daily basis. You know, the over nitpicking of everything that police officers do, all the oversights that I spoke about, but they had it. You know, they had it. They're leaving out the door. They just feel that it's their time. You know, that the department doesn't have much more to offer them right now.
Are they leaving after 20 years or before they even reach the time where they can vest?
So we got police officers leaving from when they walk in the doors of the police academy all the way to the 10th year, and then obviously retirements also. But they're taking this job as a stepping stone. They're not taking this job as the job, their dream job that they wanted, that they used to. When I came on the job, cops took the NYPD as their dream job. We need to get back to that. We need to change all these issues, and there's one thing that can be fixed in Albany, and we're hoping that it gets fixed in this session.
So was it a dream job for you when you decided to come on the job?
Absolutely. It was a dream job when I came on, and there's been ups and downs and bumps in the road, but for police officers right now, they're not taking the job as their dream job.
So what changed?
There's a lot of things that change, but one of the major factors is the inferior benefits compared to everyone else in this state.
What about the laws that have been passed by the left-leaning city council over the last several years? Things like the chokehold ban and the how many stops rule.
Absolutely, it's contributed to the diaphragm bill, which if you put your knee on the back of the stomach, compresses the diaphragm, you could be arrested for an A misdemeanor. All the different reports that police officers have to do on a daily basis has gotten really hard. There's more and more people in this city than ever before. We're at a lowest level in staffing since 1990. We're down 7,000 police officers from the year 2000. I mean, we can't keep this up for the long haul. And then in precincts right now, where we had new cops that came out, they took those police officers and put them in transit to cover the transit situation going on.
Are we going to have to lower our standards? I know there's talk now that they may reduce the amount of college credits that you have to have in order to become a police officer. Right now it's 60 credits, and they might even reduce it to just 30. Is that a good idea, a bad idea? How do you feel about it?
Well, there were police officers who came on the department where there was no college credits. But what the issue really is, it doesn't matter what the college credits are, because Suffolk County, Yonkers, they don't have college requirements, but they don't have a recruiting and retention problem.
Why not?
Because the NYPD, no matter if they change the standards or not, they're not going to be able to recruit unless they change the issues that are going on that I spoke about.
Is it a lack of respect for police officers? Is it a feeling that, you know, you come on the job and people could stab you and attack you?
Absolutely. Those things are happening on a daily basis. I spoke about how we had 4,700 police officers assaulted last year. Our criminal justice system has been letting us down. Myself and police officers have been going to courthouses, courtrooms across the city, demanding change in our criminal justice system, holding these judges accountable, which we don't believe are following the law.
Well, we're going to have to leave it right there for now, but we'll be right back. Thank you for joining me. Elon Musk is on a slash-and-burn mission in Washington to eliminate waste. But do his brash actions appeal to New Yorkers? They're weighing in on your point. Do you think that Elon Musk should have access to sensitive government data?
Nothing, no.
No, I don't think he should.
I don't think he should have access to anything.
Absolutely not.
Depends on the intention. It depends on the level. If it's very sensitive data, then probably not.
I don't know.
Well, stop it for a second.
I really can't stop right now, but no.
No.
Why not?
It's unchecked power. He shouldn't have this kind of power. He's not elected.
Because he's Elon Musk.
We didn't vote for him.
We didn't vote for him.
I don't think Elon Musk should have access to anything.
We never elected him. It's not an official position. He has no business being snooping around and our data.
He's not part of the government. He just supported Trump in the election, from what I know. I don't trust him.
I think he needs to sit down somewhere. There's a lot going on. I don't even know where he come from.
Why do you think that his team wants access to IRS and taxpayer information?
You know, I have no idea. I mean, control.
I have no idea, but I'm suspicious of it.
Probably he wants more control.
You know, the more information he has on people, the more control, the more power he has over everybody.
It's power.
I really don't know, and that's scary, because why does he want all that access information? He already get enough money.
I do not know, but they're checking that the money is not wasted.
I mean, their motive is supposedly fraud, so we'll have to watch and see.
Do you think he's helping the government by finding waste?
No. Absolutely not.
I don't think so, no.
Theoretically, yes.
I mean, there's a legitimacy to that. Consider the fact that what he did with X, Twitter, you know, he weeded out the company, essentially, this is my understanding, and he made it operate with far less personnel.
Cutting out waste, I love that concept, but going in and with just heavy-fisted, just cutting out big departments at a time, that's nuts. We're going to be paying the price for years and years to come.
I think he's destroying the U.S. government. I think he wants to take control of the government.
Would you want him to have access to your information?
No. I wouldn't want access to anything.
No, not at all.
No, I do not.
Absolutely not. This is my privacy.
No, he shouldn't have access to my information.
They already have access to our information.
Whether it's Musk or some other agents of the government that has access, I don't think I have much of a choice there.
If I can access his information, then sure, he can see mine too.
I don't think he should have access to his ex-wife's information.